No problem, bro. Thanks for having me, man.
Okay, all right. First question. Where you originally from?
I'm from a place called Monroe, Louisiana. It's about 10 minutes away from New Orleans.
Okay. Growing up, who were your role models? Like, who were your, influential people that,
My
influenced you?
my my father, my father was one of my biggest role model, bro. And I just lost him like 2 years ago. Um, who influenced me the most as far as playing defensive line was Reggie White. And I just I wanted to play like Reggie White, man. He was a dominant force, you know.
Okay. In high school, like, other than football, what other sports did you play other than football?
I did football and I did track. I used to do the shot put. I ran sometime on the relays. Hard to say, but people don't believe it these days. But I was on the relay sometime. Through the shot put, I was the state champion in shot put. I was an All-American shot putter. But I did the relays and things like that. And sad to say, bro, but if somebody wanted to race me in 100, I'd do it. Now, I was like 250 pounds at the time. You know, I was running in 100. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I was I was so fast, man. I was beating sprinters in 100.
All right. Other than Miami, what other schools recruited you? Other than Miami, what the other schools?
Colorado, Nebraska, LSU, uh, Arkansas, and Miami, Arkansas, LSU, Nebraska, and Colorado. That was it.
Okay. What year
I
did you
actually,
become a
I
freshman
actually had,
at Miami?
recruits by everybody in the country, but the five I narrowed it down to was those five I just gave you.
Oh, My next question was, what was your when was your first year at University of Miami? What was your first year?
1991. I was a
91. Okay.
freshman.
So you was recruited by Dennis Erickson.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Dennis Erickson. What was it like meeting him for the first time?
Yeah. Dennis Erickson was a great coach, man. To me, he was more of a father figure than a head coach. Because you don't know to say too many words, you know what I'm saying? You heard him blow the whistle before practice, and you heard him say a little couple words after practice, and that was it, man. Dennis Erickson allowed you to be a man, man. He didn't try to raise you like no little boy. It wasn't about control and all that. He raised you to be a man. We moved off campus and things like that. We was in Miami, man. But living on campus, bro, it was like, you can imagine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Dennis Erickson, bro, allowed us to be men, bro. He didn't raise us to be like little boys. And I thank him for that to this day, man, because I never moved on since, moved back with my parents since I left college. You know?
Okay. Let's get to the 91 season. The first game was against Arkansas. Beat them 31-3, and this is coming off a year where Miami had lost 2 games. So in 91, it's all about national championship or bust. So talk about that game, the first game against Arkansas, if you remember, that won 31-3.
That was my first game, bro. But I didn't play at all.
Yeah, I understand.
They put me in the fire, man, and I think I didn't play the first 3 games my freshman year, because I was the only freshman that didn't redshirt.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And they had some good names on there, Rowan Sapp and all them boys. I was the only one of that class that didn't redshirt. But I didn't play for like the third game, man. But it just the atmosphere that we was in, man. The games was won, bro, before we even hit the field, really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we was kind of intimidating, bro. We didn't play with nobody. The game was won before we even snapped the ball, before they even kicked off, man. We used to warm up in the locker room. Like, we stretch in the locker room and all that stuff there. When we come back out, all the teams will be stretching. They running a little thing. We come out, bro, we straight up, lined up, hunt. You know what I'm saying? We didn't stretch on the field. So people never knew how we was like, dang, are they gonna get ready for the game? You know, we was already ready. How do people don't understand? We was already ready, man. You know?
Okay, the second game against Houston, you won 40-10. There was a lot of hype about David Klingler.
Yeah.
Definitely doing his thing. I won 40-10. I understand you didn't play that game, but talk about your memories of that game, winning 40-10.
One thing I can remember, bro, the D-line was like all over Klingler. But then, you know, the whole week, you know what I'm talking about? He was just this person that was gonna pass the ball all over us and do all this stuff. Man, the D-line was, the defense period was all over Klingler, but he couldn't even throw the ball. He couldn't. Our DBs that come with the wide receivers did an excellent job on it, bro. We did an excellent job on the whole game, man. And they couldn't do nothing on us. You know what I'm saying? No, we knew the offense would do was put up a few points and we'll win it. You know?
Okay. All right. So another game I want to talk about is the Penn State game. Y'all won 26-20, and that was the first time Miami played Penn State since 1987 Fiesta Bowl. What are your memories of that game? Because that was a big, game, obviously between two teams trying to win the national championship for a title. Talk about that game when Miami beat Penn State.
For me, it was a big game, man, because around that time I was starting to play. You know what I'm saying? I was getting into the lineup. I was like the 180 defensive tackle at that time. And I started getting into the lineup, man, and playing against Penn State, man, it was my first time being up that way, and because we played up in Penn State, and it was just a different experience, man. The weather was nice, we used to be in the cold in the heat, and being in Miami, and when we went to Penn State, man, the weather was nice. It was a sunny day, pretty day. And we came out and beat them, man. We came out and whooped them from the beginning of the game to the end of the game. You know? That was the thing, man, with Miami, man. We didn't play with nobody, bro. Everybody came to beat us. Only thing we could do was beat ourselves. And my first year in Miami, bro, we just whipped everybody.
Okay, Florida State, Miami game, wide right, part 1. November 16, 1991. Obviously, it's the 30th anniversary of that matchup. Y'all won 17-16. The thing about that Miami team is that going into that game, they had a 7-game winning streak against number 1 ranked opponents. They did win the 8th consecutive game against number 1 ranked opponents. Talk about wide right, Florida State, Miami.
Man, we believed when we went into that game there. We believed, and they had a good team. By far, Florida State had a great team. But we believed we could win from the start of that game. And the wide right, man, I'll never forget it, because it happened 2 years in a row. And I'll never forget it, man, just seeing them go at it like that, man, and then it got down to a field goal, they couldn't make. And that's just because we believe more than they believe, bro.
Okay, yeah. Again, that was, coming into that game, Miami had won 7 games in a row against ranked opponents. It was your 8th straight win. And the thing about that game, Steve McGuire ran the ball very well. 142 yards, touchdown. It was a very hard-hitting, running the ball, game. And the thing about Florida State, they had control of the game, but the thing about the squad back in the day, y'all knew how to win in the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, that was, the ball game. That was when y'all took over. Y'all won 17-16 in that ball game. Let's fast forward to the national championship that you won against Nebraska. Y'all won 22-0. It's your first national championship as a Miami Hurricane. As a freshman, talk about that game. Miami winning 22-0 against Nebraska.
That game now, bro, to me, man, was like, it was all the way wild going to Miami, man. That's why I picked Miami, man. It was like, this is why I came here. You know what I'm saying? To win a national championship, and it kept things going for me, man. It was like, It made me want to stay there. Because I was homesick, bro. I was really homesick a lot. My first 2 years, I was homesick, bro. I battled. But winning the national championship made me want to stay at Miami, man. Made me want to be there. I love putting on the colors. You know what I'm saying? I love wearing that orange and green, baby, all day. And to win the national championship, man, we were playing against a good team. And for us to come out victorious, man, it was just the best thing in the world for me. You know what I'm saying? And I used to tell the other guys, man, try to recruit them, like, man, if you ain't coming to Miami to win the national championship, don't come. Don't come if you ain't trying to win the national championship, bro. That's what we did at that time. At that time, bro, we was the Alabama. That's Alabama is today. Miami Hurricanes was that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, that's why you went there, bro. You don't go to, you go to Alabama now, you go there and win the national championship. You're not going there because you like Alabama. You know, for me, that's what it's about, bro. Winning the national championship, man. And we played against Nebraska, bro. We beat them from the beginning game to the end of the game, man. And it felt good to put a ring on my finger as a freshman, you know.
Okay, yeah. I held defensively, y'all played great. I shut them out. I held them to 0 points. They came to this game averaging 41 points a game, and also averaging 353 yards rushing. I shut them down completely. I won 22-0. Win national championship for the fourth time at that time. Fast forward to 1992. Unfortunately, the Hurricanes of Miami, that football team that you was on, the sophomore year, it was all about, unfortunately, the Hurricane Andrew. Talk about that experience with Hurricane Andrew.
Well, my sophomore year I started, man. That was the first year I started as a King. I was a sophomore and I started, man. And that year there, man, it was also a good year. Just that we had some in between the team, some trouble inside the team, man. And that's why we couldn't pull things off like we were supposed to. But it was a good year. You know what I'm saying? Because believe it or not, man, we went undefeated my first 2 years. I didn't lose a game in Miami my first 2 years there. You know? And my sophomore year, bro, we had a good year, bro. We played good. And we should have probably beat Alabama in the national championship game. But we didn't. And that's the only thing bad about my sophomore year. It was like a year, man, I really try not to even remember too much, man. Even though it was a good year, but they ain't winning the national championship, you know?
Okay, let's talk about the first game of that 92 season. Iowa, going to Iowa, win 24-7, hostile environment. Talk about beating Iowa that year, that first game.
Man, for me, man, what I remember that game there, man, it was my first time starting. And I questioned myself for about 3 days, man. Was I ready? You know what I'm saying? Damn, I'm ready. Am I ready to play this game right now? I'm just a sophomore, fresh out of high school or whatever. I had 1 year of college experience. Am I ready? Because, they got some guys, man, that'll sit on the bench 3 years, 4 years before they start. You know what I'm saying? And I was, came in as a sophomore and started at the big U. So it was like, I remember that game as being one. Am I ready, man? Then when the game started, man, I just had to do what I normally do. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think I made a tackle, but it wasn't running my way. You know what I'm saying? And when they did run my way, I did what I was supposed to do, where we had good linebackers, bro, like Michael Bell, Jesse Olmstead, Darren Smith. The boys, all of them went to the league, you know what I'm saying? And all of them was successful in the league. So all I had to do was do my job, man, and them boys, those were going to make tackles. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
that was good stuff.
I'm going to fast forward to that game against Arizona. They almost lost that game, 8-7. Baseball kind of scored. Defensively, you played great. The squad, defensively, you played great. Talk about winning that game 8-7 against Arizona.
When I remember that game, man, it guy I went to high school with. Me and him, he came out the same year as me, 91 was his freshman year. He went to Arizona. He started as a freshman. You know what I'm saying? He played linebacker. Dude by the name of Charlie Kemp. And the whole week, man, we hyped that game up and we was talking crap and we gonna do this and we gonna do that. And man, I thought we were gonna blow Arizona out, you know. And Arizona came out there, man, and played us well. I'm still lost for words against that game, man, because that was a game that we should probably beat them, man, by at least 30 points. But we played them at home. They came out to play. They put their cleats on the same way we do, and they played. They played us a good game, man. I gotta give it to them, man. And Lamar, I can remember, man, Lamar Thomas getting they threw a touchdown to him, and I can remember him walking, like they threw him a bomb. He caught the bomb, bro. He started like he walked across the end zone. You know what I'm saying? He didn't run across. He walked across. Like, man, can't nobody stick me. That play has stick with me to this day, man. But you know, Lamar came through for us, man. If not, should have lost that game, man.
And the following week, in the arch rival Florida State Seminoles, played them, win 1916 again, second year in the games. You know, wide right part two, Miami wins 1916. Talk about that game.
For me, I remember that game was it was like a come out game for me, man, because I remember I had like six tackles. I did like 5 or 6 tackles. I had a sack, a big time sack. Like game really was me coming. For me, it was my come out game in college football. It was letting everybody know I can play this game at this level. You know what I'm saying? And that game, that was a big game, and I showed up, man. And it was a beautiful day in Miami, bro. But it was another game with that wide right, bro. And that was just the thing with us in Miami and in Florida State, bro. We came out, man, and we used to play them pretty hard, bro. You know? Yeah. And they came out and played us hard, man. You know, it was a statewide rivalry, bro. That game, all bragging rights, bro. You know, you talk about that game there your whole life, bro. You know, that game there is going down. Those 2 games against Florida State is going down in college football as 2 of the greatest. That's 2 of the greatest football games in college history right now. We still play those games. I don't know if you have ESPN, that History Channel or whatever they have. They still play. Yeah, classic sports. They still play Florida State games to this day. You know? Yeah. So if you get a chance, if you really want to watch some good football, get a chance to watch that Florida State class on classic sports. Any year they play that game was a classic.
Yeah, another thing too in that game, to me, it was the greatest hit I've seen in college sports history. Talk about the hit that Michael Barrow put on Mark Vandal.
Man, because the sack, the game, the play before that, I had a big time sack, and then after I had that big time sack on Charlie Ward, when Charlie Ward was the quarterback.
Yeah.
The next play, Michael Barrow come through, bro. He ran it to the T. Because they ran that play about 3-4 times during the game. They kept running it. Like, at what point you think this dude gonna get killed running this place? And man, Michael Barrow ran that play to the T, bro, and they ran it. And that was the hardest hit I've ever seen to this day in college football. You know? I didn't think he had Tremaine Vandal. I didn't think the kid was gonna get back up. He got up, but he didn't know if he was in the Orange Bowl or he was playing on Seminoles Field. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know where he was at, bro.
Yeah. Okay, so fast forward to the next game, another big game on the road against Valley. It's all about the defense because Armstead pressured quarterback John Sackler, and it was intercepted by Darren Prime for 20 yards for a touchdown. Put the squad up 17-7. Won 17-14. Ran the ball particularly well. And that's the thing about your defense in 92. They carried that offense. Offensively, they were great passing the ball, but they struggled running the ball. They were ranked 106 in the nation. But Donnell Bennett had 79 yards for a touchdown. Larry Jones had 69 yards. Talk about that game. Miami winning at Penn State 17-14.
Well, that time, I think Steve McGuire had got hurt at that time, around that time. So Donnell Bennett and Larry Jones had to step up, bro. And what they did in a big way. And we needed everything we can get at that time because the momentum was going their way, man. You know, the momentum was going their way. And I remember being up there in Penn State, man. It's just, and the intercept with Darren Prime was sweet. That set us up for the victory, man. But we needed everything about that, bro, because it was just Penn State. He was playing on Penn State field. Everything was going their way. But we needed everything we can get, man.
Okay, fast forward to the Syracuse game. That was a great game. And at the Carry Dome, won 16-10. Casey Greer made the tackle and hit on Getney, the tight end. Won 16-10. Talk about that game, 16-10 over Syracuse at the Carry Dome.
Oh man, I don't remember too much about that game, man, because it's been almost 20-something years ago or something. But it was my first time playing in the dome, man. And it was a little bitty dome like that. It was cold. It was real cold out there. Because we were playing in New York. It was cold. And like I said, bro, that was another good team. You know, at that time we were playing in the Big East, man, but they also had good football. You know what I'm saying? Not only did they, they was known for the basketball, but they had good football at that time. And Syracuse was another good team that can come out and beat you any week. You know?
Yeah.
You didn't know if Syracuse was going to beat you or not. They had good talent. It was a growing program. You know, Jim Brown thing came from there. You know what I'm saying? So there's no team came from there. They was known for having talent.
Yeah, Kadri Ishmael was on that team. Marvin Graves was on that team. Chris Getney. You know, they played.
They were known for having talent, man.
Yeah.
You couldn't just go out there and beat Syracuse. You had to play.
Yeah, they were really good.
Yeah.
Morris Sapp had 1.5 sacks in this game, and I was able to win 16-10. Let's fast forward to national championship game. Unfortunately, we had a chance to win your 5th championship over more than 10 years. What happened in the Alabama game? Because on paper, your squad was the better team. Yes, Alabama had a great defense. That reminds me, that game reminds me of Georgia's team. That was the Super Bowl that game. But talk about that unfortunate loss in the Sugar Bowl against Alabama.
The Alabama game, man. I came home because we played in the Sugar Bowl. I came home, bro. I'm in my hometown now.
Yeah.
With my people, and man, we in Down 4 had a better team than Alabama, bro. We was cocky. We felt like Alabama shouldn't have been on the field with us. But Alabama played, man. And then we, at the same time, man, our team was falling apart. We had personal problems on the team. We had guys, man, jealous of this person. We had guys jealous of that person. You know, at that time, bro. And the team just fell apart, man. The week we played Alabama for the Sugar Bowl, man, we wasn't together as a team, man. And I had never seen nothing like that before in my life. I hope I never see it again. But we was two different teams. The team was separated, bro. And it was all because we had guys that was just inside team shit, bro, but then just jealous of this person, that person. People want to fight Rohan Marley. People want to, Rohan, loving guy, man. Good dude. Good dude. Man, great guys on the team, man, but we didn't come together, man, that day there. That was a bad day for us, man.
Yeah,
That's what I never forget. And that was a bad day for the Hurricanes, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate to lose that game because I had a chance to win back-to-back titles. And that's the thing that's missing from Miami is that y'all never won back-to-back championships. They had a lot of success, 5 national championships. But your squad never won that 2 in a row. That separated you in a different class. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why that was such a disappointing loss. I remember that game very well.
Yeah, bro, and we should have won it.
Yeah.
We should have won it.
Yeah.
Who would ever thought, bro? A wide receiver, he changed the game. I don't know if you noticed. That one play, bro, I think the guy's name was Lathan or something. He changed college football. He ran behind Lamar Thomas and took the ball out of his hand.
Yeah, George C. Yeah, he took Lamar
Right.
ball out of Lamar Thomas' hands. I remember.
He changed football after that. Everybody, after that, looked like everybody went to stripping the ball, or fumble. That one play changed football forever. Little league, college football, high school, whatever. It changed football, that one play. Because everybody wanted to do it. Oh, you can get the ball back now. But like before, nobody thought you can get the ball back that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He changed college football.
Yeah,
that one play did it.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because he looked like Lamar Thomas was gonna score. And then he came from behind. You think he attacked him, took the ball away from him. Like, wow, I can't believe that.
When he ran him down and took the ball out of his hand.
Out of his hands, that's crazy. And he was fat. Lamar Thomas was fast. I mean, he's a blazing fast guy. And he came from behind.
And that one play got him drafted in the first round.
Wow. He went to Green Bay Packers.
He probably when they got drafted, bro, he went for that play.
Wow.
Because he was just an average DB. He came out and made that play there. They said, oh, he fast. And then he go strip the ball. Oh, man. He got drafted there. That one play changed his life.
Yeah. Okay, so let's fast forward to 93. You're a junior year. So, you played for Boston College, at Boston College. Win, 23, matter of fact, 23-7 game. New quarterback, Frank Costa, talk about that game. 23-7 over Boston College.
Oh, man. Them games there, bro, was rough, man. We didn't have no quarterback that's running and gunning. In Miami, bro, my 4 years there, but we had decent quarterbacks, but we never had real good quarterbacks. Ryan Collins was a real good quarterback. Don't get me wrong, Chino was a good quarterback. He won the Heisman.
Yeah.
But he wasn't that quarterback that was going to put up 40 points every game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He didn't make it easy for you. You won the Heisman. He didn't make it easy for you. You know what I'm saying? And I would take the Heisman away from him, but Marshall Falk also could have won it.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he could have won it. Yeah.
Because Marshall Falk was putting up big numbers.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, like I said, y'all won 23-7. Yeah, y'all had a different squad. Y'all lost a lot of starters, a lot of defensive players. Y'all win that game. We'll talk about the Colorado game because that was an interesting game. That was like the coming out party for Ray Lewis because now Robert Bass was supposed to have been the next middle linebacker that was going to be great. He hurt his knee against Virginia Tech, correct me if I'm wrong. And then here comes Ray Lewis, has a lot of tackles. Y'all win 35-29. Talk about the game in Colorado.
Well, first of all, bro, that game there for me, man, because, we were playing against the quarterback, Cordell Stewart.
Yeah.
Me and Cordell, we grew up together. We live right around his mama and my mama, they live right around the corner from each other, man.
Okay.
So, when we played coach for me because that was my homeboy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me and Cordell, man, have been going to nursery together. I'm talking about we've been hanging out, bro, since we were like 1-2 years old, bro. You know, we've been going to nursery together. We went to elementary together, middle school, played football. We played at the parks together on the same teams. So when we played Colorado, man, everybody was trying to get running and gunning. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to get, and he was trying to score as many points as he can. Also, Colorado had another guy by the name of Vance Joseph, which became the head coach for Denver Broncos. He was on that team as well. All this is from the same neighborhood, bro. So they had about 10 guys that was from New Orleans on Colorado team, and they had about 4 or 5 guys that was from New Orleans on Miami team. So for us, that was a big game, man. But we came out and played them, bro. And you know, it's kind of hard to breathe up there in Colorado. We wasn't used to it. You know, we was taking all kind of little pills and all that crap to open our lungs up and make us inhale that, that air because it's real thin air playing in Colorado. So they had their advantage, man. Because they practice in it. They practice in it every day. So they definitely had their advantage. But we was just a stronger team at the time. And our edge was we can outrun. We gonna definitely be in better shape. I was all right, but that's games that's been over 20 years, man. And it's kind of hard to remember some of it. Because also, I just had a stroke, bro. So I'm dealing with this stuff here. That's why my voice is kind of funny. In my memory, I remember it was good too, but some of the games are like, I don't even remember as much. I remember being there, but I don't remember too many plays from it.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, that was a big game. The thing about that game, they got into a fight. I was up 21-6. Had a 21-6 lead. But y'all got into a fight also in that game against Colorado. They came back. I was able to hold them off 35-29. So the next game we want to talk about during that 93 season is obviously Florida State. Florida State trying to emphasize the disappointments of 91-92. They're the number 1 team in the country. You're number 3 in the country. You had a 31-game regular season winning streak, a 14-game road winning streak, and an 8-game winning streak against no wrong-ranked opponent. But unfortunately, your squad lost 28-10. Talk about that unfortunate loss to Florida State.
That game there, the only thing I can remember of that game there, man, is I was playing against one of the greatest quarterbacks I ever seen in college football, which was Charlie Ward. He won the Heisman Trophy that year, if you don't remember.
Yeah, I remember.
Charlie won the Heisman Trophy that year, bro. He was by far the best player in college football. He made the offense, it looked like it was when the offense, bro, it looked so smooth, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When Tony was coming out there, running the offense, man, it looked like textbook. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We couldn't even stop him, bro. If we wanted to stop him, we couldn't stop him, bro. Because Troy made stuff look so easy, bro. Because he's better than us. Let's face it, man. The dude, that time, he had more talent than we had, bro.
Yeah.
He had been there, he had put his dudes in, and that was his turn to turn it up. And Charlie Ward turned it up, bro. I seen that year, bro. I remember Charlie running the ball, bro. He was playing against high school kids. He was in college, but he was playing against high school kids. And I didn't feel bad because he did it against everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't just do it against us, he did it against everybody. And that was a struggling game for us, man. And that was the first time, that was the second time I had ever lost as a Hurricane.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It hurt. Don't get me wrong, because Alabama was the first game, Florida State was the second. It hurt. I only lost like 5 games my whole career in Miami. You know?
Yeah, that big performance by Florida State. And Florida State, they were due to win against, your squad. I mean, unfortunately, but they were due to win a national championship. I mean, they kept falling short by the great coaches it was. They were able to win a national championship in '93. The next game I want to talk about, yeah, definitely the West Virginia game. Still had an outside shot at the national championship at that time, but you lost. The squad lost 17-14. Ryan Collins was the quarterback on that team. Talk about losing, unfortunately, to West Virginia 17-14.
Man, that was a hard game too. That game there, well, that's when the Canes we were struggling at the time, bro. My junior year, that was my junior year. And the Miami Hurricanes were struggling at that time, bro. They wasn't really recruiting hard like they were supposed to. Our coaches had the attitude, you're supposed to want to come to Miami, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just going out there recruiting these kids, man. And that's because we had just built this rump up, man. We the bad boys, we this, we that. And my junior year, man, it showed. We gotta come out, man. We got a team like West Virginia. And don't get me wrong, bro. We had talent on the team. We had talent. And we played up there in West Virginia. They wanted more than we wanted. They won, man. I give it to them. You know what I'm saying? They beat us, bro. But Ryan Collins, man, he tried to pull us out because we were playing this thing at the time with Frank Costa, Ryan Collins, couldn't no quarterback get hot, man. That was because our Dennis Erickson, do what you do, bro. Just trying to make everybody happy, man. We should just pick the quarterback and went with it,
Unfortunately, losing that game, that knocked the squad out. Slight chance of that championship, but championship, title, race, and all that. So, unfortunately, the Fiesta Bowl, man, that was crazy. It was to Arizona, 29-0. Talk about that game.
Man, got our ass kicked. Excuse my language, bro. We got our ass kicked from the beginning of the game to the end of the game. And really, man, after we lost to West Virginia, we didn't want it. We didn't even feel like we deserved to be in a bowl game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then we was in the Fiesta Bowl here in Arizona. Man, we wanted to be in that bowl. You know what I'm saying? At that time, even though it's a January 1 bowl, it's just a bowl we weren't interested in, bro. And we went up there, bro. I missed the plane. I even didn't want to be up there, because I missed the plane to even go up there after Christmas. I missed the plane on there, like, I did not want to be up there, bro, in Arizona, bro. The whole team, none of us wanted to be up there, bro. Little feet was rattlesnake and all this crazy stuff, man. It was just game, man. And they had some good talent, bro, but we couldn't play. We could not play with Arizona that day. Arizona, we were glad to play Arizona 5 times. Arizona probably would beat us 5 times. We could not play with them that day.
Okay, so of course that was no bad way to end your junior season. Now on to the senior season 1994. Beat Georgia Southern by a score of 56-0. That was a big game because that set the record for the longest winning streak at 58 games in a row. Talk about that great start to the 94 season.
Yeah, I had a good game for that game. I think I probably had about 7 or 8 tackles, man. But he started the season off, man. We were gonna be good that year. We still was good, but we were playing for the national championship. I think around that time, I don't remember if it was either 2 or 3, somewhere like that. It might have been 1. I think we were like 2 or 3 on the poles. And that game never set the tone for the season, and like I said, but that was another good one. We we came out and played, you know.
Okay, second game, you went back to the place where you had lost the Fiesta Bowl to Arizona, played Arizona State, and you dominated Arizona State, 47-10. Talk about that game in Arizona State, beating them 47-10.
Sorry to say, bro, that game there, I don't remember too much of anything of it. I don't even remember playing that game, bro. But that's one game I'm sorry, bro. That's one game I don't too much remember.
Okay, no problem. Well, let's fast forward to unfortunately, the next game that the squad played was against Washington. Now, this Washington team program shared a national championship with your squad, your program in '91. You played each other. Unfortunately, the 58-game winning streak ended 38-20. Talk about that unfortunate loss to Washington in the Army Bowl. That loss in 9 years. Talk about that.
They had a good running back, bro. I still remember that game there. I remember some of it because they had a running back by the name of Napoleon Compton.
Yeah.
Which was good, man. And we had Napoleon and we had Ray Lewis, man. And we was all over the place. I think Ray finished the game that year, bro, like 15 tackles or something. Played against Washington, bro. But the disappointing part about that was we broke the winning streak at home, bro. The home win games. 58. I think we still have the title to this day of winning games at home, but that game there broke the streak, man. And I'm sad that I was a senior. It was on my watch because I knew Michael Irvin and all them. They always told us, man, we set it up for y'all. Y'all keep the talks going, man. And that was a game, man, that we didn't come out and play. We played, but we didn't play. And when it came down to it, they won, man. That was the most heartbreaking game. That was my first time losing a home game in 3 years. That was a heartbreaker, bro.
Yes, because the thing about this game is that I got off to a great start. The team was up 14-3 until Green, who should have been a great player at wide receiver until Green, especially at the next level, made it on a touchdown. And 51 yards, 13 seconds left. Scored a 51-yard touchdown, Frank Costa until 14-3. All of a sudden they just exploded in the second half. Was able to win, unfortunately, 38-20.
Man, like I said, bro. Yeah, bro. We had talent. We had everything to win all those games, man.
Yeah, y'all was loaded. I mean, the thing is that y'all had great receivers: Till Green, Chris T. Jones, Jamie German, A.C. Tellison, Simon Tucker. Y'all was deep at running back: James Stewart, Daniel Ferguson, Larry Jones. Your squad was deep. Just the quarterback, Frank Costa, just inconsistent. Defensively, y'all was strong defense. Y'all could have won another championship that year.
Whenever your quarterback, bro, whenever you have quarterback problems, bro, on any team, I don't care what team it is. Whenever you have quarterback problems, you're going to win some games, but you ain't going to win the ones you need to win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, you can go back right now and look at the New Orleans Saints, bro, with Drew Brees. Can't get it done, man, in the playoffs. He can win games to get you to the playoffs, but he ain't gonna win the big game. He's done. He old, And Franklin, bro, was just at that point, man. Frank and Ryan, man, they needed no time, bro. I don't know if it was coaching or was our coach was the quarterback coach being lazy. I don't know what it was because they had talent. They definitely had talent, bro. And for some reason, but they couldn't come out and put it all together for us,
Let's fast forward to Florida State. This this was like a revenge game, obviously. Because that night on ESPN, the squad won 34-20. Beat Florida State 34-20. Defensively, y'all was, your squad was outstanding. Had 4 interceptions, from recovery, 5 sacks. Florida State 47 yards on the ground. Ran the ball extremely well with James Stewart and Daniel Ferguson combined for 176 rushing yards, including Carlos Jones touchdown return, 16 yards against Danny Cannell. Talk about that game, 34-20 over Florida State.
That game there, bro, that was game me and my boys, man. All of us was like seniors. All of us was the ones that was gonna, guys that was gonna come out, was gonna come out. That game there, let them know which ones was leaving and who was staying. You know what I'm saying? That game there was the last time I was gonna be playing Florida State as a college career there again. I remember that game, bro, like it was night and day, like it was last night, man. And that was the last time that I was going to be going against Florida State. The defense came out, bro, and dominated, man. They dominated the game from the beginning to the end, you know? And that was just a good game for us, bro. I remember that game, man. And Frank actually played pretty good. Frank and Ryan. The actual players that came out, bro, they played pretty good, bro. It meant a lot to the guys, man, for them to come out and play good for that game, because there was a lot of guys last time, bro. It was a senior. It was a night game. You know, we were seniors. That was a night game. That was a big game for us, man. And I'll never forget it. But we came out, bro. We beat Florida State butt, bro.
Yeah.
We beat them from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, bro. You know, Jerry Stewart was coming out running the ball all over. You know, even Daniel Ferguson, bro, he was running that rock like he was going crazy. That's another game that build classic sports, bro. You know?
Yeah. Okay, let's fast forward to the Orange Bowl. It's obviously your final game as a Hurricane. Against Nebraska. Nebraska team, trying to win that championship from Tom Osborne. The thing about your squad in 94, despite losing to Washington, you still had an outside shot at a national championship. That was number 3 in the country. It was number 1. Unfortunately, the squad lost 24-17. I remember that game. Y'all did a lot of celebrating. Shaq was doing his thing defensively. Y'all was doing your thing. That was up 17-7. Doing your thing. But y'all collapsed. All of a sudden, Nebraska came back. Winning 24-17. Talk about what happened. What went wrong in that game?
Well, I had tore my knee up, bro. The second to last game against Pittsburgh. So I had tore my ACL. I didn't play in that Orange Bowl, bro. But what happened was, the real big sap out, bro. Big sap, he was doing his thing, man. He came out, he was trying to hold it down. But for 4 quarters, with like 600 pounds on your back all game, they double teamed him, they did this, they did that. He couldn't hold it down. And when they did that, bro, the whole defense just collapsed. Because at that time, if you play for Miami, the defense was surrounded around the defensive tackles.
Yeah.
So, if anybody knew about football, if the defensive tackles do their job, the linebackers can do their job.
Yeah.
And when they started beating that boy South, bro, I remember we played against Nebraska, bro. They started beating that big South, man. And he couldn't hold it down in the 4th quarter. He was tired, man. He was burnt out, man. Only so much one man could do. You know what I'm saying? He was trying, but they took advantage of it. They knew I wasn't in the game. See, when me and Sap played together, it was either you gonna get him or you gonna double team me. So you couldn't double team both of us, because then the linebackers was running like they was crazy. And if you didn't go double team both of us and went to the linebackers, me and Sap was gonna make the play. One me and him was gonna get loose. So the defense was surrounded around the defensive tackles, bro. And that's the only thing that happened, bro, that game against Nebraska, bro. They figured it out, and they took advantage of it, bro. And, you know, and Big Marvin Davis, he tried to help out, bro. He did a good job. He made some plays. And Dwayne Johnson, him and Marvin Davis had rotated, and they did what they could do. You know what I'm saying? But Marvin Davis had started the game that year. I remember that. But I was out, man, because I had tore my ACL against Pittsburgh.
Unfortunately, they came short winning the 5th national championship. That definitely had an outside shot, even though at that time Penn State was a great team, they still had a chance to win the national championship. We fell short. Tom Osborne won his national championship in 22 years. The thing is, Nebraska, give them credit, they finished the full court with they allowed minus 35 yards. And defensively sacked Frank Costa twice, picked him off one time, and minus 35 yards. That's what the defense of Nebraska did. So offensively, offensively Mike couldn't get nothing done. They had minus 35 yards, of offense.
Like I told you, bro. At that time, bro, our quarterbacks was just inconsistent.
Yeah, that's right.
They show up one day, and the next day they don't show up. Well, this is one of them games that they couldn't get it together.
Yeah, Costa,
and that would have been my 3rd national championship, man.
Yeah.
Because we were playing for the national championship that night. And we just couldn't get it done. Frank Costa couldn't get it done. Ryan Collins, he couldn't get it done. The backs, Nebraska's a good team. You know that.
Yeah, absolutely. They won 3 national championships.
Right.
So they kept the ball. They won back-to-back national championships. They won it 94, 95, and 97. So they were set up to really have lots of success. It was like the changing of the guard. Because, Miami was great, no doubt, for a long period of time. So it's like it was going to be about Nebraska, Florida State, Florida, teams like that. Michigan won that championship as they shared it with Nebraska in 97. So eventually it was like a decline for Miami. Plus, that was the last game for, I want to get into it, Dennis Erickson. Was you surprised that Dennis Erickson decided to leave and go coach in the NFL with Seattle?
Yeah. I ended up going up there to Seattle playing with Dennis Erickson, bro. And it was a good thing, man. Like I said, we had fun up there. Just that my injuries ended up coming back upon. Because I wasn't used to doing all that running in the mountains and all that crap there, man. When I went up there, I tore my plantar fasciitis when I was in Seattle. And I was from running all the mountains and stuff, bro. We used to train in Miami, bro. And between New Orleans and Miami, I played in New Orleans. We used to train on flat ground. When I got to Seattle, man, what they want to do is do a lot of mountain climbing and stuff like that, bro, make you strong and shit, I couldn't handle it, bro. I messed my foot up. At that time, I was tired of surgery, man. I was like, shit, 2 years, just got finished with ACL. Then I had to come through and have surgery again for plantar fasciitis, which is that injury there hurt more than the ACL. So, what you like to say?
No, I'm gonna, keep going. Finish what you said.
Yeah, so it was just rough, bro. And at that time, bro, it was hard coming back, man. Plantar fasciitis, I had like 3 or 4 surgeries before that. And the plantar fasciitis was like the smallest surgery, but that sucker hurt it the most. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a little tickle in your heel in your foot. Man, it hurt so bad, but even to rehab, it was like, it's worse. All I can remember from that, bro, it was worse than the rehab I'm going through right now with the stroke. You know? And the rehab for that plantar fasciitis was way more than what it is today.
Okay, so your college football career is over at Miami. How did things go in the NFL? Who was drafted in the NFL?
Man, I got drafted by Chicago Bears.
Okay.
I was the 52nd pick in the second round, bro. The 52nd pick by the Chicago Bears in the second round, man. I went up there. Just got off of ACL surgery, and I'm still rehabbing. And that's the thing they do with brothers, you know what I'm saying? You know, the other guys, they get the rehab a year or two, get themselves back together. And when you got brothers, man, playing in the league, hey, you ain't got no time. You gotta produce now. You know what I'm saying? And that was my biggest thing, man, when I got drafted. That's kind of what had happened, bro. And then they ended up trading me to Atlanta. And it was like, it didn't work out, bro, with Atlanta. By that time there, bro, I kind of was like almost losing the passion for the game. And so Atlanta had released me. And I came home for a couple of weeks, and Seattle picked me up. And I played a couple of weeks with Seattle, finished the season out, and then the next season I went to go back up to Seattle, and that's when I got hurt. That's when I injured my foot. And that was really my last time after that playing football, really. It was just over. I felt like it was just over for me. Because the plantar fasciitis, bro, I didn't even want to deal with it no more, man. Like, I'm tired, bro. I'm tired, you know? So that was like the last time I dealt with football, bro, because of just simple injuries like that, you know? So after that, bro, I packed up my cleats and hung them up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And must have came home and I had already had a house in New Orleans, bro. So I just came on home, bro, and I probably chilled out for 5 years before I ended up started working. You know, my money had got low around that time. That's when I started working and started driving trucks and all that for a little while, bro. And that shit, that was weighing me out too, you know. I did that for about 8 years, bro. And them truck drivers, man, I take my hat off to them, bro. Ain't nothing I love them. Ain't nothing I won't do for the rest of my life, bro. Yeah. That bouncing around with your kidneys and all that, just that, bro. Then eating all that bad food on the road, you know. Yeah. It's something that I ain't got 300 pounds, man, messing around with that truck. You know what I'm saying? 300 pounds, bro, of like fat almost, right? And I was one of the guys, man, that had a six-pack and all that kind of stuff there. I was like 285, playing defensive tackle, but I was cut up, man. I was, six-packed up, bro. I was strong, you know. I wasn't used to being having all that fat on me, man. And so I got out the truck game, bro, and that's been it for me ever since, man. I just been kind of relaxing after that, you know.
Okay. All right. So the interview portion of the show is over. Now it's time to get to some Miami Hurricane football quiz. See how much knowledge you know about the football program, the history of it. Let's get into it. 5 questions. So we're gonna start with the first question. Who caught the game-winning touchdown for Ken Dorsey and Miami's thrilling comes-behind victory over FSU in 2000? Was it Santana Moss, Najee Davenport, Reggie Wayne, or Jeremy Shockey?
That's a good one there, bro. I would say Reggie Wayne.
Jeremy Shockey.
Shockey?
Yeah, he called
the only reason I want Reggie Wayne, you gotta be honest, that's my homeboy.
Yeah, he's from Louisiana, right?
Right, right.
His hands.
So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the homeboy of anything,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was German shotgun coach. It was German shotgun coach. All right, number 2. Who caught the eventual game-winning touchdown pass from Steve Walsh in Miami's 26-25 comeback win over FSU in Tallahassee? Was it Brett Perryman, Melvin Bratton, Michael Irvin, or Randall Hill?
Mike Irvin, huh?
Yes, Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
Number 3. Who was the first rookie head coach since 1948 to lead his team to a national championship? Was it Jimmy Johnson, Dennis Erickson, Howard Schnellenberger, or Larry Coker?
Larry Coker.
Yes, Larry Coker, correct. Number 4. Miami's final victory in the Orange Bowl Stadium was against who? Against whom? Was it Georgia Tech, Virginia, NC State, or Duke?
Virginia.
Who?
Virginia?
No, it's Duke.
Okay. But I'm just thinking who they played towards the end of the year. Like Big East games, ACC games,
They were in the ACC at that time.
Yeah.
They beat Duke. Okay, the last question is, this former Hurricane holds the school record for most career tackles, 532. Is it A, Dan Morgan, Ray Lewis, Bernard Tiger Clark, or Jonathan Vilma?
Sure. I'm gonna go Ray Lewis, man, because I played with him and I knew what he was capable of. But then again, it could be Jonathan Vilma.
So what's your answer? Jonathan Vilma?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jonathan Vilma.
No, Dan Morgan.
Okay.
Yeah, Dan Morgan.
Yeah, I never thought, bro.
All right, man, you did pretty good. Thanks for your time, man. Thank you for coming on. He was a last minute, guest. I was supposed to have had, your former coach, actually, Dennis Erickson. He was supposed to be my guest, but he had something to do. So I thank you for, taking time out to come on the show. Hopefully, recover with your stroke, man. Speedy recovery. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, man.
Thank
It's
you.
getting better, man. I'm getting better every day, bro.
All right, that's good.
I appreciate you, bro, and thank you, man. I had fun doing it with you, man.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Anytime, bro. Anytime, man, just give me a holler, man.
Okay, no problem. Okay, we'll see. I'll see what happens. Check you out soon.
All right.
Down the line.
Sounds
Come
good,
back
bro.
on. That's okay. That's good.
Anytime, bro.
All right, no problem. Thank you for your time.
I appreciate you, man.
All right,
Thank you.
that's Pat Riley, former defensive lineman of the University of Miami.